wonderful picture to see all these yellow badges in this room where normally there is a complete different atmosphere when we struggle about solutions for 28 nations, 24 languages, different religions and cultures. But I think it's a very good day that you are all here in the Citizens' Chamber of the European Parliament. And Sri Ravashankar, thank you very much, colleagues, Deva, my colleague, and all the friends that have organized this event. I had to convince my German colleague, Martin Schulz, President of the Parliament, that there is no terrorist among us, or the contrary, that we are all very peaceful people and looking for more peace in the world. And he was convinced and allowed us to have the meeting because this week it is yellow alarm, and many of other meetings have been unfortunately cut. Yeah, I'm working in the Foreign Affairs Committee of this House and in the Environmental Committee. And I can tell you that my whole life I was looking for peace between peoples, nations, but then as well more and more between people and nature. So the Foreign Affairs and the Environment Committee serves pretty well the aim and the objectives of my work over many years. And in fact, I think that we in Europe have a mission to fulfill together with everybody else. Industrialization started on this continent some 200 years ago. It was a huge revolution from the agrarian society to the industrial society. But then the economic model was somehow copied everywhere. And we know that we are at the brink of a new economic model that is necessary. We are no more 1 billion, we are now 7 and more billion, and we will be 10 billion people, and we all want to have a happy life on this one and only planet on which we can live. I'm not sure whether we would like to live on the moon or on the Mars or on any other let's say, planet. It's not visible that we have an alternative to this planet Earth. And therefore, I can tell you that sustainability is since many years a big issue, not only in the Environment Committee, but as well in the whole Parliament and in the EU. And I'm happy that the United Nations came forward now with the new goals for the next decade, the Sustainable Development Goals, to balance our activities and look on the effects and the consequences in the human sphere, in the social sphere, in the ecological sphere, but as well to look for new opportunities in the economic sphere. Now, in fact, this week is in Europe a bit special atmosphere. When the title of our conference is How Rich Are We Really? I thought this morning, coming here in this part of the world, you can normally go to a restaurant and enjoy an evening. You can go to a music hall and enjoy the music. You go to a football stadium and enjoy the sport. And you never have the feeling that you are under pressure, that you are under threat, that you can be killed. And the atrocities in Paris suddenly changed the atmosphere, and there is an anxiety whether tonight or tomorrow people go in the stadiums to look at the weekend football games, whether next weekend they go to the Christmas markets and enjoy that time of the year. And I think this is very sad, where we come to the bottom line of life, where we realize what life really means. And many things are not so important suddenly, and others, like friends, like trust, get so prominent on the feelings that we have and on the behavior that we maybe have. I think people are talking much more to each other since last week than they have done before. They are phoning much more on real issues and not on artificial problems. Now, how poor or how rich are we? I must say, I can drink water from the tap in Germany. I'm not doing it so much in Brussels. And when I first was many years ago on a water conference in Jakarta in Indonesia, and I saw the people running through the town with these plastic bags, selling a liter water, 2 liters water, 5 liters water, I asked, what is the price of a liter water? And the poor people, of course, buy this, it was a long time ago, I don't know whether it's today. But then I calculated that a cubic meter water sold by bottles or by these plastic elements was $1,000. $1,000 for a cubic meter drinking water. I pay €5, so by the tap, that I can have drinking water. The same is with I'm rich if I can breathe the air and have not all the toxins in the air. Among other things, I'm the chairman of the delegation to China. And the last time in Beijing, I saw all the air cleaners in the offices in private homes, and they look on their mobiles a lot of times on the day, what is the air pollution? And I think it's absurd that in today's world, you cannot breathe clean air, you cannot drink clean water, you don't have healthy food. And these are the basics, it's the bottom line of what makes a happy life, a good life, where you can enjoy the beauty of the world and of humanity. Now, to make it short, we know that since the establishment of the Bretton Woods institutions in 1944, we measure progress and happiness and wealth by the economic output. I think that the leaders in the 40s, they had an argument after the breakdown and destruction of the Second World War to build up societies in many parts of the world, that looking on economic outputs, creating jobs, investing was a good thing. But today's world and tomorrow's world is completely different. And the one-sided look on the economic output even endangers the survival, because we are not really measuring the other effects that it could have. And we know that Germany produces wonderful cars. I drive myself a wonderful car. But as well, I see that, that Mr. Elon Musk with Tesla and the Googles, they are producing new sorts of cars. And maybe in tomorrow's world, these new cars are the better cars than the one we have been used to drive so far. So I think we have a huge issue, and Rachita's 3 E's are basic, how you behave individually, how you behave in the leadership position. Everybody has. Parents have a leadership to their children. Anybody in any association has a leadership to the friends in a club. Politicians have a leadership, business people have a leadership. Everybody has some sort of leadership, and that is important, and I think we have to empower, especially the young people, to this ethics. And when I was in Bangalore, Sri, to your schools, and I tell that very often in my speeches, I never saw so happy young people than in the Sri schools in Bangalore and elsewhere. And congratulations to what you do. And you have a university now in Orissa, and I think even the students will be happy. They are different people of the normal schools and universities, you know, one knows. And I want to welcome you again, and I think we will have a wonderful day together in the European Parliament today in Brussels. Thank you for coming.